Every great creative work stands on the shoulders of giants. Welcome to RetroInspection, where we examine and find out where the things we love today came from.
So let's just close out with Zorro here. Enormously influential literary figure from the 20th century. Curse of Capistrano, what do you think of the book?
Oh yeah, no. Again, I've used this phrase before, but it's an unqualified recommendation. It's absolutely accessible to modern audiences. It has what we call, romantic trappings. It is a love story, sort of, disguised as an adventure story, but that's also most Louis L'Amour novels. There's usually a love triangle, or some I know, but usually a romance at the center of those two, in amongst all like the cowboy gunfighter shit. So there's occasionally florid and high flown language, but you kind of put that off to the era in which it is set. Where we don't know if I don't know if it's true because I wasn't there, but we have this image in our heads of people with money in the 1850s were using very high flown language with one another, whether in colonial Mexico, whether in, the UK, in its ennobled classes, and possibly in the American robber barons, who knows? I mean, most of those guys came from relatively humble beginnings, so maybe not. And most of them didn't really have a tremendous amount of education. Just,
Grit.
Criminal will.
Now, Nick.
Sociopathic disdain for their fellow citizens. I don't know.
They got rich for creating something that was of value. So hey, at least they did that, right?
Crushed a lot of people along the way. If Jeff Bezos wanted to go down to downtown LA and beat up winos, I'm not certain he would feel it necessary to wear a mask. He might just roll the dice. What are they gonna do?
Oh boy.
Yeah.
That would probably make a pretty good comic book and movie.
Okay, hold on. Consider this copyright notice of my idea of a rich idler who becomes a vigilante and doesn't even bother with a mask because he's just like, when the cops come to yell at him, he's like, eh. You have any idea how much money I've got?
The Zorro people are going to be very upset with you.
Then he just backs a car over a couple of the cops and drives off. And the other cops are like, no, what are we going to do?
You want to meet me at my yacht.
Right, exactly. Hold on. I'll tell you, you can serve papers to the big house on the hill with the 20-foot high fence around it. See you there. Toodaloo.
Listen, I really like the book.
Oh yeah, I do too, man.
It's fun. You don't. There are only a few times I ran into questions about the language use, but I figured it out. It's a weird kind of a Spanglish kind of a thing going on, but people will understand it. It's not a big mystery once you start to think about it.
It's not a difficult read at all. It was written for a popular audience.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
It's really fun. Leave all the other baggage aside about cultural appropriation and all that. If you just want to spend a couple afternoons enjoying a book, this is one to enjoy.
Yeah.
It moves like lightning.
Oh yeah, and it's probably it's not that long. It's probably 70,000 words, something like that. It's not.
Yeah, maybe that.
It's not a tome. It was originally published not even as a standalone, but was originally published, in a magazine. The hell was it? It's like the first picture in the scroll. All Story Weekly. August 1919. So that was a magazine, man. You just be buying that off the newsstand.
Well, listen, it found its audience in the day. I think its audience is still anyone who's interested in reading
Yeah.
because it is a fast, enjoyable read. The characters are vibrant, they're alive. And I kind of admire the cause.
Yeah.
Zorro was about a cause, and I think that anyone who helps the downtrodden, whoever those downtrodden may be, is a hero. So
Yeah. Speaking of the comics, I would say they're pretty good. The Dynamite ones are pretty good, and they do time travel shenanigans. There's like a Zorro Lone Ranger team up comic. There's also Dynamite owned all these licenses in like the 2000s, 2010s. So there's a story where they mash up the Street and Smith characters like the Shadow, the Spider, and Doc Savage, along with King Features characters like Lone Ranger and Green Hornet, and they all meet Zorro and have a.
Did McCulley create the Spider?
No, not that I'm aware of.
He did create some other characters.
No kidding.
And the Spider kind of seems familiar.
List of works. I mean, this guy. Well, so other pulp characters included the Avenging Twins, the Bat, the Black Star, the Crimson Clown, the Green Ghost, the Man in Purple, the Mongoose, Richard Hughes, Railroad Detective. Oh, son of a bitch, the Spider. Yep. There you go. Subway Tam, whatever the heck that is.
You know what? We should probably revisit McCulley for the Bat and the Clown.
I mean, if we assume that they have any relation to the guys we're thinking of, but yeah, the Spider, was like I said, he's now Street and Smith. He was a Street and Smith pulp character, which I think is all owned now by Condé Nast. Last I looked, that who knows, that could have changed. Somebody had Thunderbolt and the Whirlwind. Also, there was very briefly there was a 1940s comic character in the All American Comics Company, which is the ones who publish like the Flash and Hawkman and Green Lantern and all that. And read the Wikipedia. All American Comics and National Comics and Detective Comics are all they formally merged in 1946, but they were very deeply connected before that. Anyhow, there was a character called the Whip who was set in the modern era, but he was Zorro in just a different outfit, but a similar outfit. He was he was a much brighter colors because it was a comic, but he was basically a cross between the Zorro outfit and like a bullfighter suit. But he premiered in Flash Comics #1, obviously along with the original Tin Helmet, the Flash.
Like, subscribe, repost, share everywhere. To see what else we're up to, visit xynobooks.com, xenobooks.com.